Top 10 richest people in the history. These historical characters, who range from ancient emperors to contemporary magnates, have accumulated fortunes that are mind-boggling. Explore the lives, fortunes, and enduring legacies of the top 10 richest people in history as we reveal them to you in this epic voyage through the annals of wealth. Introduction. Wealth has always fascinated us, encompassing conquest, innovation, and entrepreneurial acumen. This extensive exploration delves into the archives of history to discover the lives and legacies of the top 10 richest people. From legendary conquerors to modern-day tech titans, the journey takes viewers through time and continents, showcasing the unique paths to immense wealth. These individuals, spanning different epochs, share a common thread of ambition, innovation, and the pursuit of prosperity. 10. Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa, the king of Timbuktu, is often considered the wealthiest person in history due to his vast gold production and army. His wealth is difficult to accurately describe, as records are scarce and contemporary sources describe it in terms that are impossible for the time. 9. Augustus Caesar. Augustus Caesar, who ruled Rome from 63 BC to 1480, was responsible for an empire that accounted for 25% to 30% of the world's economic output. At one point, he held personal wealth equivalent to 1/5 of his empire's economy, which would be equivalent to about $4.6 trillion in 2019. 8. Emperor Shenzong. Emperor Shenzong, who ruled China's Song dynasty from 1048 to 1085, was one of the most economically powerful empires of all time, accounting for between 25% and 30% of the world's economic output during its peak. His wealth came from technological innovations, tax collection skills, and a highly centralized government. 7. Akbar I. Akbar I, the greatest emperor of India's Mughal dynasty, controlled an empire that accounted for 25% of global GDP. His rule was backed by data from economist Branko Milanovic, who found the Mughal dynasty was effective in extracting wealth from the population. 6. Joseph Stalin. Joseph Stalin, a dictator with absolute power and complete control of the USSR, is considered one of the richest people of all time. His wealth is almost impossible to separate from the Soviet Union's, but his ability to leverage Soviet economic might for any reason he chose makes him an unrivaled figure in recent history. 5. Andrew Carnegie. Andrew Carnegie, the richest American of all time, sold his company, U.S. Steel, to J.P. Morgan for $480 million in 1901. Equating to about 2.1% of U.S. GDP at the time. 4. John D. Rockefeller. John D. Rockefeller, a U.S. oil entrepreneur, began investing in the petroleum industry in 1863 and controlled 90% of American oil production by 1880. His fortune was valued at $1.5 billion in 1918, equivalent to almost 2% of the U.S. economic output that year. 3. Alan Rufus. Alan Rufus, the nephew of William the Conqueror, had a wealth of $194 billion in England. He died with £11,000, which amounted to 7% of England's GDP at the time. 2. Jeffrey Bezos. Jeffrey Bezos, the U.S. tech entrepreneur, surpassed $100 billion in 2017 and was named the world's wealthiest person in 2018 with a net worth of $112 billion. He was named the richest man in modern history after his net worth increased to $150 billion in July 2018. Own. Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan, a successful military leader in the Mongol Empire, controlled the largest contiguous empire in history. Despite his power, he never hoarded wealth. Instead, his generosity was key to his influence. Mongol soldiers were banned from taking personal loot, and after conquering an area, items were inventoried and distributed among the military and their families. Genghis received a share of spoils but built no palaces, temples, tombs, or houses. Conclusion. The stories of the world's richest individuals are not just about extreme wealth, but also about ambition, innovation, and lasting legacies. From Mansa Musa's opulence to Genghis Khan's digital dominion, these figures have shaped the world in remarkable ways. Their wealth has been a force for change, innovation, and philanthropy, inspiring and challenging the potential for individuals to leave an indelible mark on history. These narratives of visionaries who pursue prosperity have transformed the world in ways that will continue to resonate for generations to come.